And speaking of the new year, here is a live look over Times Square in New York City as we are now less than an hour away from the ball dropping in the U.S., taking us into 2025. Hundreds of thousands of people are packing into the area to celebrate the annual ball drop. That just looks festive and fun, and Jess.
It's not.
I mean, it's New Year's Eve in New York City. It's very rainy there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the reality check real quick. It's raining. Yeah, it's in the low 50s, but it is raining. It's gonna keep raining. And unless, speak from experience, we did this like 10, 12 years, I don't even know, 12 years ago at this point, actually went to Times Square or tried to. Unless you have like a ticket and get in there super early, like a day ahead of time, you can't see anything.
No.
You are blocks and blocks away from the action and have no idea what is going on. It's a miserable experience unless you can be up front. So 1 out of 10 recommend, and the 1 is only because then you can cross it off the list and say
I saw a video this morning of people running to get to the front of the line.
Yes, you have to do that. You have to do that.
But
otherwise, forget it.
But they're crazy because now they're standing out there in the rain, it's cold, and all the craziness.
It's a choice. It's a choice. But you know what? At least it's warmer there than it's going to be here. Our temperatures are dropping into the 30s. We've got rain changing over to snow right now. And those colder temperatures are going to usher in some big changes for us as we get into the new year. We are going to have a weather impact alert for tomorrow. And at least into Thursday morning, we've got snow that's going to transition to more lake effect snow throughout the day tomorrow. And then that's going to be our primary concern overnight into Thursday. That's going to mean the potential for some slow travel and some concerns, especially across areas of the snow belt where that snow is more likely to add up. You can see that camera moving around. We've got very wet conditions out there so far this evening. That rain is working on changing over to snow. Winds gusting to about 21 miles per hour. We've had some gusts over 30. That's going to continue to be the case tonight. Temperatures have already dropped by about 10 degrees from where they were earlier this afternoon. And where those temperatures have already dropped into the 30s, that's where we already have that changeover with snow starting to fill in. So the snow rain line is going to continue to push from west to east as we go through the rest of the night. So that's going to approach the I-77 corridor here fairly quickly, and we'll see those wet snowflakes really kind of taking over as our primary precipitation type for the rest of the overnight hours. This is all part of this larger system that is moving through. We've got the colder air on the backside of the system now rushing in, so that's going to set us up with those more winter-like conditions as we go through not just tomorrow, but really the next several days at this point. National Design Art hour-by-hour forecast going to show that rain-snow line continuing to march off to the east. Wet snow for most of us for the rest of the overnight hours. If you do have some plans to travel and be out and about tonight, just keep that in mind. Give yourself a little bit extra time. Take things slow. Into tomorrow, our temperatures are going to be stuck in the 30s. It'll feel more like the 20s when you factor in the wind. We'll keep the chance for snow showers around through the day. That'll become a more focus of lake effect snow as we get later in the day, especially into the overnight and Thursday. So that's going to focus on some of those primary snowbelt areas. Thursday is going to be a cold day for everyone, but we do get a little bit of a break in that lake effect by later on in the day. That cold is going to be here to stay, though. Everyone is going to notice it. As far as accumulations go, anything that falls tonight is going to have a hard time accumulating. We might get just a little bit of slushy accumulation, especially grassy surfaces, elevated areas for just a few locations by tomorrow morning. The bigger potential for accumulation is going to come later in the day tomorrow. We get some of that snow through the day. Temperatures drop below freezing Wednesday evening, and that's when we could really see some of that snow starting to add up, especially for areas of the snow belt. Those are likely to have the highest totals. Lake snow warnings will be in effect. Geauga, Lake, Ashtabula, and Cuyahoga County, we could see 6 to 10 inches of snow, locally higher, especially in Geauga County. We're also going to have gusty winds that could cause some blowing and drifting and further issues with travel in particular. Rest of your Union Home Mortgage forecast. Temperatures are still above freezing for tomorrow, but from there we're going to drop. By the time we get below freezing Wednesday evening, we are going to stay below freezing for the foreseeable future here. So anything that's wet is likely to freeze. High temperatures only going to be in the 20s to low 30s. We're going to see that potential for snow, at least the chance for lake effect, almost each and every day. And that cold looks to extend right now through at least the middle part of the month.